This HakTip is brought to you by Busted Tees.
Here at DefCon 2011, they tell you don't use the Wi-Fi. And Mark Wuergler from Immunity Incorporated is the exact reason why that is the case. Mark, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us here about this nifty software here. What is the name of this? What does it do?
Its name is Silica. It's Immunity Inc.'s wireless penetration testing utility. It's basically meant to take all of the complicated things about a wireless penetration test and put it all into one easy-to-use GUI.
So does this replace a lot of the traditional tools that it would be using on a wireless pen test, like your Kismets and your Metasploits and all of that stuff?
Exactly. This tries to be the one solution for all that, and there are some great tools out there, but this tries to make it as easy as right-clicking in order to get what you need.
Well, you're a developer. You're a wireless pen tester. Why is this come about? I mean, you've used Aircrack. You've used all of those other tools. Why? What is it that this fills where you feel that those left off?
Well, most of those tools are focused on actually getting into the network, like actually cracking the key. Mm-hmm. Silica takes that much further and answers the question, what can you do after you have the key? Yeah, sure, it'll crack the key, it'll crack the web, crack the WPA, but it goes so much further beyond that and actually exploiting the hosts that are on the network, or exploiting vulnerabilities that it can find in the wireless clients themselves and the networking devices that are on the network.
Great. So let's get an overview of the software now. How does this software come when you get this? What does it come with? How is it packaged? And then let's dive into the interface after that.
This is actually packaged as a virtual machine. Right now you see the virtual machine running in my Mac. It runs on Windows and also on Linux. I prefer it on my Mac. It's a small this Mac Mini. It's a small form factor, but the idea is we also give you this USB card as well. It's a Ubiquiti SR71. We give you the virtual machine. We give you the card. It comes with 2 antennas. $2,500 for the first year's of updates and everything, and $2,000 to renew after that.
All right, so you've got the software all set up and running. I'm seeing network list, cookie viewer, fake AP. What am I seeing here?
What you're seeing is all the access points that are within my range and all the clients that are connected to them. You're also seeing...
So for example, this one right here, the Bellagio, has 2 clients connected to it.
Right, we've got 2 clients here. It's telling us also the vendor information over here. It's a Cisco. There's 2 clients that are connected to it of this type. This comes in handy if you know any proprietary algorithms maybe that they use for creating the WPA key or the web key. The default keys that some of these devices have. Maybe you can see in the vendor information. We try to dump as much information in here that you would use for the reconnaissance phase of your wireless pen tests. But the idea is that you can also right-click and interact with all of these networks in different ways.
Okay, so what's a network probe?
Network probe does a reconnaissance on the network. It'll look for network nodes, maybe the operating system type, even trying to
request and get a response back and analyze that.
Yeah, we basically go out on the network and say what operating system are you? Are you vulnerable to a particular remote exploit that we have? We don't, in this particular mode, we don't exploit anything. We're just going out and gathering information to see if it's possible that we could exploit a host.
And then under attack and man in the middle,
we've got attack here that will allow you to do. It'll take the network probe a little bit further, and once it finds a host that's actually vulnerable to some exploit, it'll exploit it. It sends a remote exploit and compromises the host. Then you have post-exploitation actions that you can take to actually compromise the node and stay further. Maybe whether it's to install a Trojan or something, maintain persistence on the actual device. All of that is automated for you. Grabbing password hashes off of the machine, even grabbing Wi-Fi keys off of the machine itself.
Because like a Windows machine is going to just store those hashes that it remembers for all the keys for the wireless networks it's being connected to.
Exactly, and Silica will actually, one of the post-exploitations you have available to you is to download those keys. It'll pull it out of the encrypted store, and
you can just flip those back to plain text.
Yeah, you just pull it out as plain text. Silica downloads a text file. So if they've connected to 10 different networks with WEP or WPA keys, they'll all be in plain text for you to use to actually connect to these networks. Man-in-the-middle attack will do an ARP spoof, get all the clients to...
Man-in-the-middle with client-side injection, so is that...
Client-side injection, man-in-the-middle client-side. Man-in-the-middle, it forces all the clients to come to this machine, and once it sees that you're making a request out to some web resource, it'll actually inject a client-side exploit into the browser.
A little like iframe or something?
Yeah, it'll put a little iframe, little frame into the browser that points to a client-side exploitation framework called Client-D, which will pick the right exploit to send to the browser. So, for example, if an Android phone connects to, is browsing the web, and if they're vulnerable, we only send exploits if they're vulnerable. It'll send the right one. So if
it says, oh, you're running Internet Explorer 6, here's this vuln. If you're running, this version of Firefox, here's this vulnerability.
Right, exactly. So it's only going to pick. There's some reconnaissance that goes on inside the browser that tells Silica what it's vulnerable to, and then we pick the exploit from there.
And then the session hijacking, I'm assuming that's similar to like Firesheep.
It is similar to Firesheep. It'll grab cookies out of the browser and allow you to replay them, but it takes you a little bit further than a Firesheep has a predefined list. It is customizable, but in our approach, we give you all the cookies. So this comes in handy when you're doing a wireless penetration testing in a network, like a private network, an intranet, maybe a client intranet. You'll be able to replay those cookies as well. The other added benefit is that you also, if they're using WPA on their network and you have that key, if you rather use Silica to crack it, or you have it just because it's a public network, or you have the key of in some way, it'll actually decrypt the traffic for each of those clients. So if it's open, if it's encrypted with WEP, if it's encrypted with WPA, it doesn't matter. Silica will create a decryption routine for all of the different clients that are on the network, pull everything out in plain text, and give you the option to replay the cookie and break into the sessions.
Could you give us a demo here of doing that kind of session hijacking with this?
Sure. In fact, I can.
Doesn't matter if you're into video games, movies, science fiction, or just wrapping your torso with something weird, Busted Tees literally has you covered. You may have seen a busted tee or two pop up on movies and TV shows, and now you can grab one for yourself. Head over to bustedtees.com and find the shirt of your dreams. Your bizarre, hilarious dreams. Enter promo code HAK5 and save an additional 20% off your order.
In fact, I can give you what I'll do is I can start an access point here, and we'll just pull the cookies right out.
Okay, so fake AP. So we're going to create, are you just going to pose as another access point?
Yeah, what we can do is, I don't have a network set up, so we could, if we were connected to one of these networks, then I could set up that and steal the cookies. But for sake of demo,
would you come back here and like deauth the clients and then send them beacons from your access point posing as the other one? Or
if we wanted to actually kick off the clients, we do have that option. But when we become, in this particular mode, when we choose passive session hijacking, it's passive. In the fake AP, it does that exactly. In this mode, it just listens for everybody that's connected currently, and will steal the cookies out of those clients' traffic. With the fake AP, I'm going to be showing you the passive session hijacking. I guess just
let's go. You've got the.
This will be a controlled network that we can pull cookies out of.
So we've just become that network.
We've just become this network. It's called Mine 123.
And Wireshark pops up here.
Wireshark pops up automatically so that all of the data, because I'm about to become this access point name, and actually looks like my phone already connected to.
So we've got our IP address here.
So we've got our IP address. Wireshark pops up so that we can record all traffic that happens on that network.
So we wouldn't get like binaries out of there or anything like that.
No, it
makes it easier, so we already have a PCAP and you don't.
Right, exactly. So once I start browsing around on the internet, you'll see Wireshark populated with all of the data. So if I'm browsing around here on Facebook, for example, then you'll see my my Facebook traffic. But so this is just opens up.
And since your laptop is connected to the DefCon wireless network here, you're just sharing out that internet. Exactly. You're acting as a router.
Right, they connect to me, and this is powerful because I am their network now. I am their DNS server. I am their gateway. I'm everything. So if they say where's my printer, I can say I'm the printer. They say where's my web server that I want to authenticate to? Well, I'm that web server that you want to authenticate to.
Yeah, that's the beauty of bringing the clients to yourself. That's what we do with the Wi-Fi Pineapple. The idea that don't even bother like being on the outside trying to poke in, get them to connect to you because then it's game over. Yeah.
They come to you, and that's all you need.
So now that they're connected to us, we can see the cookies.
Yeah. So as we're browsing around here, I'm clicking around on links to Facebook.
Okay.
And you see it populated in here, and all I need to do is right-click on this and say send this request. And what's going to happen is it's going to take all that information and take all the cookies and everything, import it into the browser, and then now these requests, anything specific to this this network, which is Facebook.
Wow! Even the fact that you're on the mobile page, it actually looks just like it would, except with the word wrap not as tight on that phone. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We emulate everything about the client. So the refer field, the user agent, everything about it is identical to the request that the phone made.
So Facebook doesn't know that that the client, that a session hijacking attack is going on.
Exactly. They have no idea because everything about this is the same. Even the IP address, since we're behind the same network, we're behind the same NAT, which means the IP address externally is going to be the same. So everything about this is identical, even on Facebook's side.
That's nice. I don't know how you would detect that at this point. You've covered all the bases.
Yeah, and all of the web application protections that they have in place, there's alongside any use of SSL, this bypasses all of them. If they're doing any checks on IP, this bypasses that by default. If they're doing any checks on the referrer field, this bypasses that by default.
So can we do like a client-side attack now? We've got them connected to the network. We've got the client browsing the internet. Can we like pop an iframe and see about owning the phone here? Or what would happen if you were to do that?
So what I could do is, in this mode here, I had the option to become a network, or I have an option to become the network with client-side injection. So I'll go ahead and restart this with client-side injection. And what's going to happen is the same thing as before. Wireshark's going to pop up. I'll also parse out cookies, to get into web application sessions. But the added twist is that now there's going to be, if I'm browsing around to some website, let's say for example I go to CNN.com. Go to CNN.com, and Silica is going to try to inject a frame. As you can see here,
yeah, there's a little line right there.
That we add in, and that's actually us. And this is us sending an exploit to the phone. And what's going to happen is any of the post-exploitation actions that you have set up for the device, this automatically determines that it's an Android device. If it actually exploits it, it can set up. You've got multiple options available to you, but execute commands on the phone, use a local privilege escalation bug, for example, to escalate to root. Once you're root, then you can install a package on there.
This is fantastic. Is this open source?
This is it's written in Python. There is a license, but it's all open. So if you want to add in your own things after the fact, then you may.
Awesome. Then where can people go to find out more on getting into this?
ImmunityInc.com is our company website. There's a link for Silica specifically. We also have we had a booth at Black Hat, but
nice.
ImmunityInc.com. You can also write admin@ImmunityInc.com to get more information as well.
Cool. Dude, Mark, thank you so much. This is fascinating. Thank you for making Wi-Fi ever more fun.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.